the corn pulao, first I'm going to boil the corn kernels. To the pressure cooker, add about half cup of water. For this recipe, I'm using 180 grams of corn kernels, approximately about 1 cup. So I've not added any salt. This is sweet corn, so if you want, you can add about half teaspoon or quarter teaspoon of salt. Close and pressure cook for about 2 whistles on medium flame. The corn is cooked beautifully. Keep it aside. We're going to make the corn pulao in a pressure cooker. To the pressure cooker, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of ghee. Now you can also add a mix of ghee and oil if you like. Next, add all the whole spices, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom and star anise. Add half teaspoon of cumin seeds. Next, add 2 onions thinly sliced. Next, add 2 green chilies slit. Saute the onions till they're transparent or golden. Next, add the pound ginger garlic paste, about 1 teaspoon. Strain the cooked corn and add it to the onions. Next, add 1 teaspoon of salt. For this recipe, I've taken 1 cup of basmati rice. I've washed the rice, I've not soaked it. So if you do want to soak it, you can soak it for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now gently mix the corn and the rice together. Mix the rice carefully so it doesn't break. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of diluted coconut milk. If you don't have coconut milk, you can use regular milk or even water. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of water. If you have any water left after cooking the corn, you can use that as well. Place the weight after the steam comes. Now I've kept the flame on medium. Pressure cook the rice on medium flame for about 2 whistles. Wow, the pulao looks amazing. It smells so aromatic and so delicious. I can't wait to dig into this corn pulao. You can see the rice is cooked perfectly. First, I'm going to pressure cook the mutton. I have 1 kilo of mutton with bone. Add 1.5 cups of water. Pressure cook on medium flame for about 4 to 5 whistles. For the masala powder, I've taken a series of ingredients here. 2 tablespoons whole coriander seeds, 10 cashews, 1 tablespoon cumin seeds, 1.5 tablespoons stone flour, otherwise known as kalpasi, 6 cardamom, 1 tablespoon peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, 2 star anise, a piece of cinnamon, 2 small pieces of maize, about 10 cloves, 2 small pieces of nutmeg and 1 tablespoon fennel seeds. Add all the ingredients for the masala powder into the mixer jar and grind it to a nice fine powder. For the masala paste, so So I've taken about 15 shallots. Now this variety is a little bigger than the usual. So if you have smaller ones, then you can use about 20 shallots. Next add 5 green chilies, 5 large cloves of garlic and a piece of ginger. To make the Dindigul biryani, I have taken a nice large cooking pot. To the pot add 3 tablespoons of oil. To this add 2 tablespoons of ghee. Next add the ground masala paste, which is the onion, ginger, garlic and green chilli. Cook the masala till it's nice and brown. The masala paste has browned beautifully and the raw smell is gone. I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of the ground masala powder. To this I'm going to add half teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 tablespoon red chilli powder, 2 teaspoons rock salt. So for this recipe I'm using rock salt, but you can also use table salt. You can adjust the salt according to your taste. Keep the flame on low and mix the spice powders because you don't want to get it burnt. Add the cooked mutton pieces. Next I'm going to add the juice of 1 lemon and 200 grams of curd. Next add a handful of mint leaves. Add a handful of coriander leaves. I'm going to add all the mutton stock because all the flavors in the mutton stock. Close the pot, keep the flame on medium and cook for about 25 minutes. For the Dindigul mutton biryani, I am using the GHEE Samba rice variety. I am using 2 cups of the GHEE Samba rice. Unlike the basmati rice, which is a long grain rice, the GHEE Samba rice is a small grain rice, you can see. And as you can see, the rice is very small, and since it resembles the jeeragam, which is a jeera or the cumin seeds in Tamil, it's called the GHEE Samba rice. Wash and soak the rice for about 20 minutes. The mutton is cooked beautifully, it's nice and tender. Add the soaked rice. Next I'm going to add 2 cups of hot water. Cook the rice on medium flame for about 10 minutes. The rice is half cooked. Place the tawa on the stove. Once it's hot, place the biryani pot onto the tawa. Add a teaspoon of ghee, some chopped coriander leaves, a few mint leaves. Cover the biryani with the banana leaf. Cover the pot with foil paper. Place the lid. Keep the flame on low and leave the biryani on dum for about 20 minutes. For the palak pulao, I'm going to chop one bunch of fresh palak leaves. To the pressure cooker, add 2 teaspoons of ghee and 2 teaspoons of oil. To this, I'm going to add whole spices, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, whole peppercorns, star anise, cumin and bay leaf. To this, add 1 large onion finely chopped. Saute the onions. Next, add 2 green chillies slit. To this, I'm going to add half teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Next, add all the spice powders, starting with 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon Kashmiri red chilli powder, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, 1 teaspoon cumin powder, 1 teaspoon garam masala powder, next add the chopped palak leaves. Mix it all in. Next add 1 teaspoon of salt. I've taken 1 cup of basmati rice, washed it and soaked it for about 10 minutes. Gently mix the rice. Just make sure you don't mix it too hard to break the rice. For 1 cup of rice, I'm adding 2 cups of water. Pressure cook for 2 whistles on medium flame. After 2 whistles, turn off the stove. Let the pulao rest for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to open it. All the pressure has reduced. Wow, the palak pulao looks amazing, has a fantastic aroma to it. The pulao is ready to be served. Serve it hot with some nice raita by the side. So I'm going to make a quick masala paste that goes with the tomato pulao. For this you would need, add 1-inch piece of ginger, cut into small pieces, 2 cloves of garlic. These are large cloves, so if you have small cloves you can use about 4. 2 large green chilies, just break them into half. Half onion, chopped. 5 red chilies. A few mint leaves and a few coriander leaves. Just add a little water, about a tablespoon. And grind it to a nice fine paste. Wash and soak the basmati rice for 30 minutes. Soaking helps in better texture and makes the rice fluffy and not stick to each other. So take a pressure cooker. To this add about 2 tablespoons of ghee. Next add the whole spices. Add a few cashew nuts. Next add 2 large onions, thinly sliced. Once the onions are transparent, add the ground masala paste. Saute the masala till the raw smell goes. To this add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, 1 teaspoon Kashmiri red chilli powder, 1 teaspoon salt. I'm just adding half teaspoon sugar. Now this is just optional. Adding sugar cuts the acidity from the tomatoes. Next add 4 large tomatoes chopped. You can roughly chop the tomatoes. Cook until the tomatoes are nice and mushy. The tomatoes have become nice and mushy. To this add a few coriander leaves, a few mint leaves, Now add the soaked rice. Gently mix the rice along with the masala. Before adding water, add 1 teaspoon of ghee. Mix it. For 1 cup of rice, I am adding 1.5 cups of water. After adding the water, check for seasoning. Add a little salt if required. I'm going to add another teaspoon of salt. Place the weight on the pressure cooker once the steam comes out. Pressure cook for 1 whistle on medium-high. Turn off the stove. Let the pulao rest for about 10 minutes before releasing the pressure from the pressure cooker. I'm going to show you how to make boondi raita. Add 200 ml of curd. Whisk it well till it's nice and creamy. Add 1/4 teaspoon salt. To this add 1/3 cup of boondi and add some chopped mint leaves for garnish. Mix everything well. The boondi raita is ready. Serve it chilled. Marinate the vegetables. For this, I've taken 1/2 cup of curd, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons red chilli powder, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, 1 tablespoon biryani masala powder. Next, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon ginger garlic paste. Mix everything together. Now I'm going to add all the vegetables into the marinade, starting with onions. I've taken 2 medium-sized onions, thinly sliced. 1 green chilli roughly chopped, 2 medium-sized tomatoes roughly chopped, 1 large carrot cut into 1-inch pieces, a few beans cut into 1/2-inch pieces, 1 large potato cut into cubes, 1 cup cauliflowers, 1/4 cup green peas, a few fried onions, a handful of coriander leaves, a handful of mint leaves. Mix well till all the vegetables are coated with the marinade. You can see it's coated beautifully in the masala. Let the vegetables marinate for about 20 minutes. Take a pot, add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of ghee and 1 tablespoon oil. Add the marinated vegetables into the pot. Saute the vegetables for about 5 minutes. Close the pot and cook for 15 minutes on medium flame. Check if the vegetables are cooked. They are almost done. I'm going to remove half of the vegetables, keep them aside. Now layer the rice with the vegetables. Top the rice with the remaining vegetables. Add another layer of rice on top of the vegetables. I have some saffron water. You can also add saffron to milk and pour it. Garnish with some fried onions on top. Sprinkle a little bit of biryani masala. Garnish it with some chopped coriander leaves and some fresh mint leaves. Reduce the flame to a low and keep it on dum for about 15 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes. Turn off the stove and let it rest for about 10 minutes before opening the pot.
You can get a copy of our first edition of the home cooking book on 21 frame.